Hello, my friends. Before we give you our nugget on this lovely Thursday, I want to share with you about tomorrow, and I want to encourage you to be with us tomorrow. Back about 9 months ago, or actually it wasn't quite that long, but we had a nugget that we shared with you of my daughter and her husband, and the four of us sitting in our trailer, and them sharing the news that they were going to have a baby. Well, tomorrow, the Lord willing, they're going to be back with us. She is due any day. Her due date is past due, so it could happen any moment. But they're going to share with us, and we're going to talk some things about an issue that is going on right now in the Supreme Court of the United States, and that is an issue about abortion. And it's a very serious issue, and I want to say that abortion is not a political thing. It is not political. It is moral. And I think it is something that we all need to speak up about. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow, but we're going to have them with us, the Lord willing. But today, for our nugget, I just want to share with you, again, going back from the book of Deuteronomy. It says in chapter 31, verse 6, it says, He will never leave you nor forsake you. In verse number 8, he says, He will never leave you. Speaking of God, will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5 speaks of and says, He will never leave you nor forsake you. And in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, God is talking to Joshua, and he says, God is with you wherever you go. I will be with you wherever you go. Now, we back up a little bit in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 12. It says, the eyes of the Lord are always on the land of Israel. But not just the land of Israel, the eyes of the Lord are always on God's people, would be you and I. In fact, 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 12 is quoting from Psalms chapter 34, verse 15. And it says, the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Why is that so important, my friends? Well, I think you know why it's important, because we all have times in our life when we're struggling, we're in trouble, we need help. And it's so comforting to know that he will never leave his people, nor will he forsake his people, and his eyes are always over us. I think about our children. You know, when we have a small child and we let them out in the yard to play or whatever, we're always watching, we're always listening, we're keep an eye. One eye is on them always, because we want to make sure that they're safe. I think also of a young mother that has a child in the house in the other room, and the child whimpers, the child cries a little bit, and the mother she's very quick to respond. You know, at church sometimes, I think this is kind of humorous, but you can have a nursery full of babies, and if one cries out, that mother knows which one's hers. If hers is crying, she knows which one's hers. So it's just the same principle, I believe, that God's eyes are looking over us, and his ears are open to our cry. And so I encourage you, my friends, if you're struggling, if you don't know where to turn, God is there. He is right there. He is never will leave you nor forsake you, because his eye is watching over you. You might not be seeing. I was thinking one quick story. Years ago, we were in the state of Oregon, I believe it was, and we took our kids. They were younger. We took our kids to a cabin that someone gave to us on a lake. And there was a trail, a little walking trail around the lake. It was a pretty good sized lake, but we decided we were going to walk around this lake. And my youngest children, I can't remember how old they were, but they were really too young to do this. But they wanted to go ahead and beat mom and dad and Shelly. I think it was. They wanted to get ahead of us, and so mom didn't want them to go ahead, but I let them go ahead. But here's what we did: we didn't let them know, but we were just hiding behind them, just watching them. They thought they were free. They thought they thought they were free from mom and dad, but we were hiding and keeping up with them. Our eyes were on them in case they needed help. And so it's the same way with you and I, my friends. Sometimes we think we're all alone. Sometimes we think we're free, but God is always watching us. And I'm so glad to, because believe me, we need him real often. Anyway, God bless you. Please be with us and join us with us tomorrow. We're going to have a good time tomorrow and discuss a very serious subject. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.